If we could just hear the voice of roaring. Because roaring is a voice, it's a spirit that's trying to turn us to something. Silence doesn't turn you. Roaring brings fear. And see, all of us are defending our life.
Well, that's what we talked about on that line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turn the prey into the...
So get this. This is going to blow your mind. Turn to Numbers 22. Because what came to me, now this isn't in the chain, by the way. This came to, just the Holy Ghost give me this. This is about Balaam. How did Satan get Balaam? What was the operation there? So look at Numbers 22. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. And let's look at verse 4. Moab said to the elders of Midian, now this shall be a company. Look all them up there round about us, as the ox looks up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. Okay, what's his name? Balak. Remember that. Sent messengers to Balaam. Now look at verse 6. Who's speaking?
Balak.
Come now, therefore, I pray you, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. Now, who's talking? Wrong.
Oh, messenger. No.
Satan is speaking. Gosh, if we could see this. Satan is speaking. And you know what he's saying? I need a prophet of God to curse God's people because they're too strong for me. This is a principle. This is a secret into the destruction and weakness of his people.
That's why churches go under.
Churches? What about us? Listen to what he's saying. Satan is speaking. Forget Balaam. I did that to kind of snare you because what do we know? Who speaks through the heathen?
The devil.
The devil's speaking through this guy. And the devil is saying, come on now, please, prophet of God, curse this people for me because they're too strong for me. I have nobody in my arsenal, in my army, in my entourage, nobody in my kingdom that can curse these people because they're too strong. My kingdom isn't powerful enough to curse God's people. I need God's prophet to curse God's people. You know why the church is so weak? Because God's prophets are cursing God's people.
Yeah.
How are they doing it? What she has said ever since you met her, they're snacking on each other. They're biting on you. All Christians are hearing divisionary thoughts against each other. The accuser, he can't destroy us. The only way he can do it is through a fifth column and get somebody on the inside to get us cursing each other. That's how we get weak, is we curse each other. And you know what? You don't have to speak it. All you have to have is a critical thought against this body. He can work through thoughts. I could not. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not comparing myself with anybody here, but I could not harbor a critical thought against the ministry in Fort Lauderdale. I could not do it. I mean, Joe and I were talking a couple of weeks ago about, how come he fell away and I didn't.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot. There's reasons, but and it's not just because Joe was, it wasn't because Joe was bad or stupid and I was good and smart, because I wasn't. But see, and he came there with a lot more weakness than I came there with. But the fact of the matter is, I could not harbor a critical, accusing thought toward the leadership. Even though they didn't do what was right by me, I had to work it out with the Lord, and I had to decide that I just didn't know all what was going on, and I needed to submit and I needed to obey.
Because when you did have them, you wanted peace.
I wasn't at peace, and I, because of my commitment, I couldn't commit and be at odds. I couldn't do it. Now some might say, well, you were a yes man. No, I didn't say that, because I voiced my problems. I wasn't a yes man, but I couldn't harbor critical thoughts. You don't have to be a yes man, but you can. I'll tell you what a yes man is. A yes man is someone who harbors critical thoughts who won't speak them.
Right.
That's a yes
Right.
man.
And obeys government.
These people are too mighty for me. This is Satan talking. He cannot overcome us unless he can get us to accuse each other from inside. That's the accuser of the brethren. And because I know that whoever you bless will be blessed, whoever you curse will be cursed. What's the enemy saying? He just pulled back his sheets on this one, I'm telling you. I know that when you Christians are in unity and whatever you curse, I'm powerless. And I know whatever you bind, whatever you loose, I'm powerless.
Psalm 133.
So if I can affect your minds and your philosophy, if I can twist the word in you, and put desire in you, so you desire something outside kingdom authority, I'll answer that prayer, and I'll see to it that prayer is answered to bring in something that will weaken the body, because these people are too strong for me. Does this make sense?
Psalm 133.
Yeah, unity.
That's where the Lord commands the
He
blessing.
commands the blessing for unity. Anyway.